So all of my life, I've been told I'm a miracle and or that I'm a medical success, just depending on who you're talking to. Usually when it comes to doctors, some would call me a medical success, and then of course you have some that call me a miracle. Of course, the average person, I'm a miracle, or in some cases a medical success, just depending on the person. And so a lot of times I kind of look at the situation, and they have their perspective, but the reality is I'm something else totally. Yeah, I'm a miracle because I'm supposed to be dead in all the situations. I'm not supposed to be walking or talking or any of these things that I'm doing, but here I am. So in a sense, I'm a miracle, and I believe I'm a miracle as well. I'm also a medical success as well. And so best way I can tell you is how that really I'm just a product of also like of hard work mainly. And the only way I can best tell you this way is through a story of what happened to me. And so when I was younger, I really couldn't walk. I couldn't. No, I was basically just crawling. And so I was eventually able to get up, and I was walking very slow, and I couldn't really had club feet, so my feet were kind of messed up, and so I was trying to my attempt with walking wasn't was it was there, but I really couldn't walk, in a normal sense, or I was barely just kind of just standing on the walls and just crawling, crawling and just going against the walls. And they were kind of just giving me a wheelchair. They were preparing me for a wheelchair, and they were preparing me for braces, which I had for a short time, and also a walker. At the time, one of the best walkers was like where you have the walker and it has a seat on it. That was kind of like the new thing if I remember correctly. So I was preparing for all these things, and but what the doctors did, they ended up having surgery with my because they saw me standing up and stuff like that. So they did a tether cord. And I also did with my club feet. So they addressed these two issues, and they did help me, a little bit better standing up and help me, kind of just walk little baby steps here and there. But they were still preparing me for just in case for the future, just to have a walker and to be in a wheelchair. Because at the end of the day, they were just kind of expecting me to be in a wheelchair. And so I was a medical success in that I went to my physical therapy, and after all the surgeries, I really pushed it. Even my mom helped me push it. To help push for me to walk. To get these little steps. I mean, I wasn't really expected to run or anything, or just if I was gonna walk, I was gonna walk very slow, or maybe with assistance. Basically, at best, I was gonna walk with a walker or braces and with some assistance, and it was just gonna be slow and steady, and that's just the way it was gonna be. And then at the end of the day, at some point, I was gonna be in a wheelchair. So that's how it was supposed to be, and I was pushing my way to be a medical success as I was doing all these things that the doctors told me, and I was going above and beyond that. Now there came a point where I was like in school, and I could see these kids playing soccer, but they were quite a distance away, and so I really wanted to do it, to go over there and play with them. So I'm kind of just walking little by little, but I can only go as far as my classroom. I can only go on the outside and just go to right there where there was a bench, because I walked just slow. By the time I get to the class, I mean the break would be over, and so I would just go right there and I'll just chill. And then I saw the movie Forrest Gump when I was little, and I saw how the scene where they're picking on him and he started running, and then the braces broke off, and next he was just running on his own. He didn't need the braces. He was walking fine. And so in my young mind, I took that serious, So I was like, if you can do it, I can do it. And at the time, my mom was putting my braces on, fighting con, because I would always fight to get my braces on. I just didn't really want to deal with it. And I told her, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want the braces. I don't want nothing. I'm gonna walk on my own. I saw that guy in the Forrest Gump do it. So like, if you can do it, I can do it. Not knowing in my little mind, that that's just a movie. It wasn't reality. And so what I did is I trained myself every day. I would do my physical therapy as well, but every day I would go train myself to walk a little bit further to where the guys were playing soccer in the field where I went to play, and then come back. I was tiring. I was weak. And to go from class, or I wasn't going from class, but to go from around the school, it was very tiring. It was a slow process. It was painful. But after a few months, I really started to pick up on pace, and eventually, I got to the point where I was able to make it to the soccer field, and I was actually able to walk kind of just on my own. A medical success, you can say. Just went from just being, not be able to walk much or just be on the walls and crawling and stuff like that, to now I can walk and on my own, and at a good pace at that. And that's as best as I could have just hoped for at the time. And so eventually I was getting to a point to where, all right, I was able to go to the soccer field and back and at a really good pace. And now eventually I wanted to not just watch the guys play soccer, but I actually want to participate. So I walked away. I walked into the middle where all the guys were playing soccer, and of course the ball was going by me, and I never really got the chance to get the ball. Until one day it kind of came up to me and I put my hand up and I ended up hitting my finger and spraining and stuff like that. But it didn't, deter me. I went back. Well, one day the ball had came to my legs, and so I saw this as an opportunity, to actually play. I want to play with these kids all this time. They're not disabled, and here they are looking having fun. So I started kicking the ball, and eventually I just started running. Like it was kind of instinct. And at the time I really think nothing of it, but I was never supposed to run. I wasn't even barely supposed to walk, and so the fact that I was walking, was a medical success, and now that I'm running, here comes a miracle in my life. Just thank God I'm able to run and jog until this day. And even though it's at my own pace, I was able to just to do these things, and it's a miracle. So I'm right there running with the ball, and they're there trying to take the ball from me, kicking it and stuff like that. And so here I am, running, and that's the miracle part. And so a lot of people see is they see the running, maybe they see the miracle, some see the medical success, and that's all good and great. But a lot of people ignore the middle part, which is actually the hard work, where I had to build myself up to get to the soccer field and to play with the kids and stuff like that. And so it's just more than just a miracle or a medical success. There's a lot of hard work in between in the middle that goes into this. So don't ever you don't want to ever forget that or ignore that. In order for you to for the miracle to come, sometimes you got to step out of faith. And or for there to be a medical success, you really have to act upon what the doctors give you. These doctors give you this opportunity, the chance of just doing something that the other disabled kids can't do, because we all don't always get the surgery. So it's stuff that you can't take for granted. And we keep on pushing and pushing it. You end up doing the impossible, what people thought you couldn't do, and you end up becoming a living miracle as a result of hard work. Faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith and do all the medical surgeries and all the science you want and believe all you want, but if you don't act upon it, if you don't do something with the opportunity, it's not going to amount to anything. So I hope that encourages you guys, to continue working hard with your disabilities, and no matter what they say, just continue doing the best you can. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.